Well, the one thing that I didn't put in my bio is I'm a Mount Airy native. I grew up in Mount Airy. I went to Mount Airy High School, so I'm a proud granite bear. We were granite bears at the time. I guess I don't know if they dropped the granite after, but
We're still granite.
Still granite. So yeah, I hail from Mount Airy. My first part-time job was working in a hosiery mill back in the day when those were the things in Mount Airy. I worked at Renfro at night and in the summer. So I have strong Mount Airy and Surrey County roots. And so I'm very, very excited to join the virtual mixer today and tell you a little bit about Allegacy Benefits Solutions and the credit union, and just some of the things that we do and some of the exciting new things that we have going on. So as you mentioned, I do lead up the benefits division. So the credit union owns a insurance agency. So we're a full service insurance brokerage agency, and we work with employers to help them design benefit packages that meet their goals. So help them provide the best benefits they can for their employees for the money. Right now, it's a big deal just to get people to come to work. So it could be used as a retention tool. So I'm working with a company right now that has a large part-time workforce. So we've had to figure out what can we do. They've never historically offered benefits to part-timers, but what could we do this year to maybe offer benefits to part-timers to allow the tenured part-timers they have to want to stay, and maybe new part-timers to want to join that organization. So we look at it from all different angles, just trying to meet the employer's unique goals. They're all very different. No one has the same set of benefits. It's certainly not a one size fits all, but we work with our employers to shop everything, whether it's medical, which is usually the big ticket item, dental, vision, life, pet insurance, ID theft, you name it, we shop it, and we have the ability to provide very competitive quotes. And I think the thing that I, have seen about Allegacy Benefits that I came there as a consultant 4 years ago. An old boss that I had at a health plan called me and said, I just need you to come help me for a while. And so that's exactly how I viewed it, as I was tired of being on the road on a plane every single week and ready to kind of hit a different gear in my career. And I thought, well, it'd be nice to sleep in my own bed every night. I flew about 160 legs a year at that point in time. And so I said, well, I'll go help him for a while. And I soon found that it was just a very unique organization. It's very hands-on in terms of how we partner and advocate for our customers. So a lot of agencies will shop rates, spreadsheet rates, and that's kind of what they do. And then the service after the sale is a little bit different, because they view that, Blue Cross has the 1-800 number, United Healthcare has the 1-800 number, Aetna has the 1-800 number. And so you kind of fend for yourself. And, we're a large agency. We have about 300 customers, but we're staffed appropriately for that size agency. So I'll constantly look at our in-house service reps. How many accounts do they have assigned? What kind of service level can they provide to our customers? Because if I have somebody call in with a denied claim or something they don't understand about an EOB, the answer from my perspective is never call Blue Cross. Because if that was the answer, you wouldn't really need us in the same way that you need us. The answer is, what can we do to help you get that resolved? And, Allegacy's sort of overall corporate tagline is that we'll always do the right thing. And that absolutely permeates my organization as well. Is we're going to do the right thing. We're going to advocate for that client just like it was our own claim or it was our own family member. So we do everything from shopping it on the front end to on the back end. If somebody needs a new ID card because they got married or adopted a baby or changed address, we're just extremely hands-on in terms of how we work with our customers. We have a lot of Surrey County customers. We're excited. We have a pretty big footprint in the Surrey County area. Always looking to grow that footprint, obviously. Always, anyone who ever wants to have a discussion around benefits, having us analyze what you have now, make recommendations, and try to work with you at a different level. That's something that we always are open to doing. We're in the process right now of talking with 2 employers in the county and hoping that soon we add 2 more to the rosters of folks that we work with there. We're kind of soup to nuts also. We have a payroll service embedded within our agency. So if someone wanted to talk to us about payroll and there's just a very nice tie-in because benefits are payroll deduction. So we have a payroll function within our agency. We have a license with a benefit admin system. So if somebody wanted to have all their enrollment online, that does eliminate a lot of errors. You know, sometimes if you can enroll online, if you're missing information, it won't allow you to go further. And it also can be used as a tutorial, you know, like it can allow an employee to say, oh, well, I was thinking about this much life insurance, but maybe I need to protect myself for this much, or, you know, this is what 66% of my salary means from a disability perspective. And, you know, a lot of times we'll go out and do meetings, but we can't be toe to toe with every single person. And so sometimes this system is interactive and will allow, you know, just more help and in a more tutorial type arrangement so that someone chooses the benefits that work best for them. We also offer health savings accounts. So, you know, about 10 years ago, high deductible health plans became a thing. And, you know, we moved from an environment where there was a $500 deductible to where there was a several $1,000 deductible in some cases. So people need to be able to prepare for, how do I fund that deductible? I was just telling Travis before y'all all got on, I had a pretty serious accident last week at the barn, and I'm funding my deductible right now. You know, the first few thousand of that is going to be on my dime. So how am I going to fund that? Fortunately, I put some money aside in my health savings account so that I don't just have to cough that up. But Allegacy does offer health savings accounts through the credit union. So it's really nice when we sit down with an employer that we can talk to them about all those things, and we can kind of be a one-stop shop, and they've got one point of contact if they need issues resolved. So just really excited about what we bring to the table in terms of scope of service and in terms of level of service. I see a question about ATM machines, so I'm going to save that till the end, Joseph, and let one of my folks on the banking side of the house answer that, because I don't know nothing. I'd give you a dangerous answer about an ATM machine. That's not my wheelhouse, but we'll definitely get you an answer on that. The other thing that I just want to talk about just real briefly is something new that we have. So if you're not a credit union, if your company doesn't talk to us about benefits, but you're a credit union member, we just launched a brand new product on January 1, and we're really excited about it. It's an accident policy and a cancer policy. And we had been working with this company on the group side of the house, and we have a lot of business with them. So we had asked them about, you know, well, could we offer this wonderful product just to a credit union member, not in a group environment? And so that is very rare. Usually individual underwriting is very different than group underwriting. But this company allowed us to do that, and we were able to launch a very cost-effective accident policy and cancer policy just by being a credit union member. You don't have to be in a group. You can go on the website now under Invest and Insure, and you can find this. It's an individual product, and it's just an amazing underwriting offer. So like for me, for my accident, I could file a claim for that and I could get money back. And there's certain activities that I could do throughout the year, whether it's, you know, get my cholesterol checked, but this one is very lenient. It'll let my dental cleaning count. It'll let my normal vision exam count. I can submit that, and I could get $100 back per occurrence. So basically, if I use these policies correctly, I can submit enough in wellness claims to cover my premium, which is almost unheard of. So it's, you know, the thing I like about it is if you're, you know, accident prone, which sometimes I can be, or if you have kids, they're going to break arms and things like that, playing sports, then there's something to help me get coverage for that claim. And it'll pay, not only does it pay the wellness benefit, but if I file a claim for that, I'm going to get money back for that. So, you know, whatever my bills are, I'm going to get money reimbursed to me for that. But the cancer policy, you know, we always talk about financial well-being at Allegacy, and that's a big stressor to people. You know, like the pandemic, I think that's one of the reasons why so many people have been so stressed. You know, it's changed our normal. But if you get a cancer diagnosis and you can't work, or you don't know how you're going to pay for some of your care, at initial diagnosis, this policy pays $5,000. Boom, you get a check for $5,000. So I think about like myself, if I got that kind of diagnosis, knew I was kind of looking down the barrel of chemotherapy or radiation, might miss some work, all those things, that makes a big difference to me. Plus, I get additional dollars to reimburse me for my claims that would happen. It operates completely independent of my medical plan. It's just supplemental coverage to help me and my family through a health crisis. So I just encourage you all, if you have any questions, get my contact information. I can help you. One of my team members can help you, but just, we're talking, $20, $30 a month for these kind of coverages. And, a lot of people think of them like kind of like the Aflacs of the world, and they are similar. Aflac offers, cancer and those types of coverages and great coverages. These just happen to be a little bit more comprehensive with some fairly lenient underwriting because we're going by group guidelines and not individual guidelines. So no individual underwriting, you can't be turned down for the coverage. And it's just an amazing offer. It's just hot off the presses. A lot of people don't even know about it yet, but the people that I've been talking to about it, they've said, I'll join the credit union just to be able to get on that train, like that's a great deal. And it's just an amazing thing. And we didn't roll it out to just the credit union members initially because we wanted to test drive it. So we test drove it on about 80 groups with an average of about 100 people per group for about a year and a half. And we found that it just worked flawlessly, and we were ready to roll it out to 150,000 credit union members. So that's kind of the newest thing we have on our sort of, I guess, arrows in our quiver, if you will. So I'll stop there because I don't even know. This is my first virtual mixer, Travis. So I don't know how long I'm supposed to speak. That's terrible, and I don't know that. But I'll stop and just open the floor for questions, and then we'll also get Joseph's ATM questioning.
Well, I was going to let Sharon get her thoughts. Sharon get her thoughts together on the general liability. That's an insurance question at the end of that chat feature. And I'm not sure that we offer that, but I'm going to let Sharon be the specialist on that. And Joe, the business account platform is going through a serious upgrade at Allegacy, the small business platform. So I would suggest that you speak with Hall about what type of business account you have and how that is linked or not linked, because they're separating a lot of those business accounts and giving them upgraded online features as we speak. There are more and more of those being added and more opportunities. So you may want to reach out to Hall or myself on the side to get more specific about what account you have and what challenges you're having with that savings account and that business account. Okay.
And the general business liability, I don't have to get my thoughts together. That's the easy one. So we're not a P&C agency. Currently, we're a health, life, all those lines agency. However, we do have something in the works where we're about to enter into a partnership with someone that represents those lines. We've been kind of wrestling with that for years. Should we try to acquire a P&C agency or not? And we've had someone approach us to talk about the ability to partner with them. And I think we'll probably go down that road. And I think that's probably something that could happen in the next 6 months or so. So we will, more to come on that. And once that happens, Joseph, I'll kind of make myself a note that we'll reach back out and circle back around. But that's something that, it's just a very different type of coverage, a very different skill set in terms of the agent that works on the P&C side of the house and resolves P&C issues versus your typical health issues. So at this point, if we're always sort of in growth, either by organic growth or acquisition mode. If we found a perfect P&C agency to buy, would we entertain that? Absolutely. But at this point, we're looking for a partnership that we've identified and we'll probably move forward with to be able to do general business liability in the future. And goodwill, I will say I see goodwill on there, and I wanted to mention I can't really speak to the credit for a new business, but we do work with the Goodwill of Central North Carolina, the one in Greensboro. We do all their benefits, and we have a long-standing relationship with them. And that when I was mentioning offering benefits to part-time employees, that was the employer actually I was talking about, ironically.
In Kaisha from Goodwill, we do have some of those things. Again, I'll give you my information in the chat room, but we do have some opportunities for smaller businesses getting started to get some initial credit as part of our small business platform upgrades there. So I'll put that in the chat room. You can reach out to myself. Me and Russ will be glad to help you out with that. And the PPP loan, we got an update in our meeting with one of our teams this week that the PPP loans, the government has run out of money is what we were told last on that. Am I correct, Sherry, that I think that was in our Guilford meeting on Tuesday or Wednesday, that has run out of money. We are still helping with forgiveness of those loans for the people that we're working with, but the money is now gone. They ran out a little earlier from the Small Business Administration and the government. So those monies apparently are gone.
Basically, are you set up to handle cryptocurrency transactions?
Yeah, that we are not. Yeah, that we are not. Yeah, I was working my way down that chat room. Yeah. So thank you for that. Yeah, we are not set up for that at the moment. Have not heard any discussion on that.
The financial industry still experiencing a change currency shortage.
I think they all are. It's not as bad as it was last year, but yeah, you definitely need to be prepared with any institution if you're getting change orders to give them the notice to make sure that they can get it with the way that they get that money from the Fed and the lack of cash changing hands in certain communities or the vice versa. In Mount Airy, there are establishments that won't take my Allegacy debit card. They want cash only. So yeah, you definitely want to be prepared. It's not as free and flowing as it was prior to the pandemic, but I have not heard about a shortage the way we did this time last year.
And Larry, another question for you and Sharon, and I guess to condense it, because there's so many differences.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know the differences between, a credit union versus a bank. Could you just label some key differences? Esther was wondering, the differences between a credit union versus other banks out there, which of course y'all are not a bank.
Yeah, certainly. So the credit union is a not for profit. So the owners, that 150,000 members that Sharon mentioned, are the owners of the credit union. So we're not reporting to the stock exchange. We're not paying dividends to wealth holders. We're paying dividends on an individual and a company level. So the money that you have within Legacy is getting returns in the form of higher dividends or interest on your deposits, lower interest and fees on your banking products from an individual and a corporate side. And us as a credit union, unlike most credit unions, we have a great partner up there in the state employees, but they're not allowed by their charter to handle business accounts and to do the things that Sharon and a lot of the things that her and her team do. We have that capability through our QSOs to be able to offer the complete product suite. And we do it with a local 54-year anniversary last month, right here based out of Winston-Salem. And you can get to the decision maker and speak with someone and get that honest down-home customer service, honest, doing the right thing for you, not dealing with somebody states away and not getting that lack of service and customer care that we are all wanting, especially in the Mount Airy community. I don't want to be going to somebody in Dallas, Texas over the phone or making an appointment to speak with somebody out there who doesn't know Snappy's Grill and doesn't see the nice tour that was on Tuesday on Fox 8 with the Andy Griffith tour. You want to be able to see and have that local down-home experience. You want to reap the benefits as being the average Joe and being part of the owner of the credit union and have that complete product suite from the individual beginning checking account as a kid all the way up to the investment group, the benefits, the payroll, the commercial side, anything and everything we have. And again, that down-home feeling of a local group that is doing the right thing. That's the Cliff Notes.
That was a great summary there, Larry. And I would encourage you to stop in and visit Hall Roberts. He is located here in Mount Airy for anybody that is in the Mount Airy area to come visit him. He can tell you more about what you guys do, and then also see if you can become a member and get the benefits of being an Allegacy member. Now, remind me, Larry, and I know Debbie McClement told me this, and I forgot it. What was the name of Allegacy before it was Allegacy? Because I know it was in Winston-Salem, and it was based off of Winston-Salem.
Reynolds, Carolina. It was Reynolds Tobacco's Carolina. It was formed in mid-April of 1967. the HR and some of the upper management saw it's employees being ripped off by banks and loan sharks. And they got a loan, started it, and started taking care of its own members. And then in the late 90s and early 2000s, we started adding other partner groups and expanding. And that's when the name change happened. So this was based on helping people to not be taken advantage of, and not to be abused. And that member owner role is great. Again, that's the greatest benefit, is to have that ownership and that piece, and not just be a small decimal point in one of these large institutions.